Hey guys, welcome back to the culcom Daily Minutes, where we talk about the subjects that are discussed at culcom. What's our subject today?
Today is why and how and what.
And what? Okay, so our first question is, what's the last movie that made you cry or laugh out loud?
For me, it was a Korean movie about a firefighter who died, and then he has to go through these trials in order to be reborn. And it's called Along with the Gods in English. I'm not sure about Korean, but for me, it was a surprisingly moral kind of movie, and it really made me cry. But also, everything and anything makes me cry. I see someone cry, I cry.
I mean, yeah, I cry at like sappy movies, or like when even like someone overcomes adversity. But I'll go with take your cue. The Korean movie that made me cry. I don't know if it's not my last one, but it's called You Are My Destiny, Na Ne Umyoung. It made me cry because it's based on a true story, and it made me cry because
It's a series, it's not a movie.
It's a movie.
Oh.
It's an old one. It's like 2004 it came out.
Oh.
But so that's 20 years. But it was like the husband tries to commit suicide by drinking chemicals underneath the sink, but then just basically gets saved, but he burns his voice. And then he goes and visits his wife who's in prison, and she's like telling him to move on, that she's not worthless. And then and then she calls him like stupid Babo for not like talking to him. And then she's like, I'm done with you. And then he just like bangs on the glass, and then she go like it's 180 in her emotion. She's like, Chagiya, why can't you talk? Oh my god. I watched that with my Korean girlfriend. That was like the first Korean movie I watched too, with my Korean girlfriend, and she's just crying like, hey, Hajima, let's
Wait, is there the whole movie that one scene of like them talking to each other in jail?
It's right near the very end of the movie. But yeah.
Oh, the drama that I was thinking about when you talked about that movie, I thought about the series Destined with You, and that's brand new. And I'll probably cry for that one too.
All right. Number 2, could you read?
What's the most surprising thing you've ever eaten?
Ooh, so surprising. So I have done, this is part of like the whole like Korean experience for foreigners, is that you have to try live octopus.
Oh, I was about to say the same thing.
So yeah, like surprising thing, it didn't go well for me.
Really?
Yeah. What did you think about it?
I liked it. I also think it's fun. I mean, it's a dangerous idea to think that if you don't chew enough, it's going to get stuck in your throat. But for me, it's kind of fun. Like some things, like moving around and sticking in there. It's a little weird at first, but I liked it.
So for me, that it was surprising, and I didn't like it, and I'm not going to do it again. But it's off my bucket list. Was I think I overchewed it, and I remember like the texture of like pop in the eye. Like,
What, you ate an eye?
well, yeah, octopus have eyes.
Yeah, but I've never had an eye.
Yeah.
Just the tentacles.
Oh, I've also like going on that too. Like I went to. I went to like a sashimi, like a tuna restaurant, and what the chef did was he took the water out of a tuna's eye and mixed it with soju, and he gave it to his lip.
Wait, would that be good?
It was strange. It was like a thick soju.
I mean, some people like the idea of having a fish's eye. I know my dad used to love it, but in a soju shot.
Yeah.
I think for me, what was surprising, just because I didn't know it, was when I bought one of those like potato twisty things.
Okay, yeah.
And then the owner with my friend and I gave us for free service.
Yeah.
Something was on a stick, and so we ate it. And then afterwards, he tells us, "You know what you just ate? Chicken heart." We didn't know that, and we were just surprised that we were eating chicken heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had chicken hearts too. It's okay.
It's okay.
Gizzards, chicken gizzards. I think that I was, because growing up, that was it was seen as like a disgusting food, but actually trying it here, like on a skewer, like going, oh, that's not bad.
I probably wouldn't eat it again, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I would eat gizzards or dongjip again.
I don't think I've had it.
Yep, dongjip.
Dongjip.
Number 3. what's the next trip you have planned?
I don't.
So I think this summer I'm going to go visit my folks. I'm going to go back to Canada to visit my family. But I want to, if I can squeeze it in, if I could get a little bit of extra money, I would like to go visit Thailand again.
Oh, Thailand's fun. I was there recently.
And how was it?
Oh, it was fantastic. I went up there to visit a friend. So I didn't have to pay for accommodation.
Oh, so I just want to go somewhere where the weather's nice and the food's delicious.
I definitely want to try. I think 2 or 3 near possibilities of trips is going back to Gojido. I was there before, but I want to go again because it was a rainy season when I went. So I want to go to Gojido and check out Uedo as well, Uedo Island, and Japan. But Japan would more be a next year plan kind of trip. But all of Asia is basically on my near bucket list. Yeah, well, in Korea, I think I have to plan a trip to Busan. I was actually supposed to go hang out with my friend last week in Busan because I was going to be filming something there, but then it was raining, so it got canceled, and then they just decided to film it in Seoul. So I had to cancel my plans with my friend in Busan. So I kind of feel guilty, so I should visit him too. Okay, if we're going to go that close as well, actually I have a hiking trip next weekend for a flower festival. Okay. Can't remember where it is, what kind of flower we're seeing. It's not cherry blossoms, but it's a hiking thing to see the flowers. Yeah, well, it's a trip, a day trip. That is a trip. That's a day trip. Okay, can you read number 4? What was the happiest day of your life? Hectic. Happiest day of my life. Hectic. Oh, maybe just because it's the first thing out of my head, I can't say it's probably the happiest day of my life, but I was definitely happy on that day. Was when I got my high school final exam results. Oh, really? Yeah, because I mean during exam times, my parents always put a lot of pressure on me to do well, and they thought I was slacking off. And it's a very satisfying feeling to prove people wrong. My parents kept thinking that I wasn't studying enough, and then I finished high school with 5 out of 7. What was called high marks? Yeah. Demerits? Yeah. But happiest day, I don't know. I think actually the girls that I dated and fell in love with, the first date, I guess the series. So it's always the first date that I've had amazing first dates with some people too. That I just don't. So those I would say is the happiest point. So it's not one specific day, but it's kind of category of first dates. I think that's kind of hard to pick one happiest day out of everything because everything has significance in your life. So I can't say that there's just one. And I've never had a boyfriend, so I can't say I've experienced any of those things. Oh my God. Never even been on a date. Oh, geez. Come here. There's some single ladies. Take. Number 5. How many Facebook, Instagram, Kakao friends do you have? I don't know. Okay, so I think I have 1,200 Facebook friends. Okay. Instagram, I think it's 1,000. So I have 1,450 something people following me. I am only following around 600 people. Some of those are bots, some of those are for work, agency that I'm following. So it's mostly just for work. Kakao friends, I don't know. Kakao friends. I don't know how many Kakao friends. And what happened too is I broke my phone and my friend gave me their phone as a replacement, and it merged both of our contacts. Oh. So that's awkward. So I have their old their old Kakao friends and mine, so I don't know the number of people. Awkward. Very, very awkward. Can we add TikTok on here as well? I have more followers on TikTok than I do on Instagram. I have 0 TikTok. I don't do TikTok. But how about, tell me your numbers. Okay, I think Facebook is probably around 100, 200, 300 friends, and that's just things that accumulated over time. And those are not actual friends. They were just people you add on Facebook. Don't even talk to them. Instagram, because I had to rebuild my Instagram followers after it got hacked,
Oh no.
Yeah, I was almost like up to 1,000 followers on Instagram like 3 years ago. Now I have like around 300. KakaoTalk friends, maybe 20 more or less.
Wow.
20, more or less. If you exclude the group chats. And TikTok, I think I have 8,500 followers.
8,500. Yeah. Like working as an actor too. Like I have like a lot of contacts that I have labeled as like agent, and like whenever I have to update, like when I have like a new profile photo card, and I have to and I message them, it takes me an hour and a half just to like send like it. So it must be over 200.
Hectic.
Of just people that can give me work.
Yeah. Or maybe me, as time goes on, I'll build up agencies on my phone.
Can you read number 6?
How do you keep yourself motivated during challenging times?
Sorry. Spam call. Sorry, guys.
Wow. Using your phone during work time.
It was vibrating. How do you... I actually meet with friends too that like, cause we've always motivated each other. Like my I have like 2 good acting friends, and we always motivate each other. We just hang out and shoot the shit a lot. But like we also are each other's cheerleader. Like, oh man, I'm glad you're getting work, good, and all that stuff. And like when if I'm like, oh man, I'm not getting work, he's still like, don't worry, man, you're one of the better ones. You're not, and he's like, well, you're much better than all like some people that are phony actors. He's like, well, they're even just pretending. They're posting something on their Instagram saying, oh, big day at the office. I'm like, oh, that's a picture they had like from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just I try to find my friends that bring me down to earth. Again, how about you? How do you stay motivated during?
Yeah,
challenge?
I think friends are the best source to go to keep you grounded and just to remind you of values if you can't do it yourself. But I think for me as well is that because I've been through so many challenging things in my life as well, is that you just gotta power through to eventually see the benefits of what you may be going through, or just to see a more positive side after you come out of the challenging side.
You have to you have to like take a step back and like actually look at yourself if you're stuck in a negative cycle.
That's also the thing. You have to be more self-aware that you need to take yourself out of a pit that you may be digging for yourself. Like if you think like, oh, I'm not good enough, can't do this, can't do that, that's a very dark hole that you can easily slip into and fall into and stay there. So I think it's also then a self-awareness to take yourself out of it.
Right.
It's a very difficult thing to do, to always then, see other people's success and be like, oh, why am I not there? But then you also need to think like... All
right. Well, here, let's look at the next question. Number 7. How do you maintain a healthy lifestyle?
It kind of links with what I was saying anyways. It's just to, instead of building yourself into a dark pit and comparing yourself to other people's lives, you just need to try and focus on your own life and be like, that's their life. That's what they're doing. I need to try and work on myself.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good advice, like for mental health. So yeah, I think my mental health is better than my physical health. My healthy is, I guess, to maintain a healthy. You have to cook for yourself.
Cook for yourself. Balance it out as well. Do exercise.
Exercise, yeah. Stay active, not just stay mentally active, but also physically active, and try to avoid shortcuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you read number 8?
Why is exercise essential for physical health?
We just said that a little bit.
Yeah.
Why is that? Well, when you exercise, it releases endorphins, which are chemicals in your brain that make you feel better. So that's why it's essential. Because like if your body is feeling active, then your brain will also create these feelings that make you feel much more mentally healthy.
Yeah. I know for me, and we've mentioned a couple of episodes now that I do judo.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
For me, I mean, I've come to take it as a very serious hobby, very serious sport. I mean, I go 4 to 5 days a week.
Wow.
I'll go from 7 to like get ready and tape myself up, and I'll stay till like 10, 10, 11. That's
Jeez.
4 to 5 days a week for that many hours of exercising. And for me, I just know that if I have a hard day of work, and even if I don't have the motivation to exercise, I should just at least go. And if I don't like it, I can just leave. But at least go, and I always stay. And I always feel better when I go, because for me, exercising gets my energy up again. It's something active to help me feel better, instead of just, I've had a bad day and just lazy at home and feel even more bad about my day. And I think as well, just to be able to walk up the stairs, just to be able to walk around and not feel like sluggish about it. That's also kind of, it can be an empowering thing as well to be able to do something physically, because you are capable of doing it.
Well, piggybacking on that, number 9, why is it important to continue learning throughout your life? So you're learning judo right now.
Yeah.
So you're continuing learning a new skill, a new thing. Why is this important throughout your life?
I think it keeps life interesting.
Right.
And also it can be also life skills. You can be stuck in a certain way of thinking. But learning something different can help you think from a different perspective, and that just, I think, enriches your life more.
Right, yeah. So like before you came to Korea too, or before, I didn't know how to speak Korean, but then like actually studying Korean, I got to know the culture more too. So like just learning one element of like the language opened my mind up to the whole culture. So like learning one skill also opens up many doors to other things.
100%.
Yeah.
Can only be enriching in my experience.
Okay. Do you want to read the final question?
Okay, why do people travel to different countries? It depends on your motivation. The other day someone told me that they want to go, I think, to Spain to experience the nightlife.
Yeah. Oh, I love the nightlife in other countries. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always interesting. But for me, like what we were saying earlier, it's all about the enriching experiences.
Yeah.
There's only so much cultural exposure you can have in your own country.
Yeah. So I like going visiting other countries to actually get to know the culture, what the day-to-day lives. So usually, even on my second day when I'm in a new country, I go to the supermarket. And this like I always think this is strange, but I'm like, I go to the supermarket, and then I see all the food that these are the real food that they eat, all the fruit that might be available that's not normal, that might be exotic in Korea or Canada, but I go to Thailand and I say, oh, dragon fruit, so that's very common. Oh wow, there's 9 different types of dragon fruit.
Yeah, even the food, because I mean, like Thai restaurants here can be one thing, but Thai food in Thailand can't beat it. That's the local stuff. That's the good stuff. Yeah. And then fruit as well.
Or even
expensive here,
another food
there.
example like here, like dim sum. Dim sum. I love dim sum, but the restaurants that have dim sum, they only have like 4 or 5 things on the menu. But like I've gone to dim sum in China, like in Singapore, but then even Chinatown back home, you had like 100 things on the menu for dim sum. So like you just in your native, if you go to like an exotic restaurant, you're not really getting the authentic food. So you got to go to where the source. And just experiencing different countries also then provide different availabilities. Like in Korea, fruit is so expensive, and in Thailand it's so cheap. Yeah. Also, I love actually meeting like people from their native countries too. I also say this too, like in Canada, like it's multiculturalism, but you have people that have been there for like 3 generations. So there's like, oh, I'm Italian. I'm like, oh, where'd you grow up in Italy? Like, oh, actually, my grandmother migrated here. Like 75 years ago. Like, you're not Italian, but I have like actually a real Italian. It's like oh yeah, I'm from Milan. I'm from Rome. Like my friend Alessio, he's like, I ask him about pizza. He's like, this is a pizza. Yeah. It's not an Italian pizza, but it's good. Okay. So I like meeting authentic foreigners too. Like yourself. Anyways, that concludes today's episode. If you have more questions about culcom, you could check them out on Instagram. I've been Jeff.
I'm Malika.
Bye-bye.